I shouldn't be muted anymore. So appreciate it. Yeah, I was muted. Let's go. Minted 2 cards today. Made some nice profits. Let's go. Sup. No kit vibes. Did you not like it? I just didn't have enough gems to buy it, to be quite honest. I have a couple things for sale, but they just didn't sell in time. So, I mean, it is what it is. Let me look at the market. Because I legitimately only have like 30 gems in my account right now. I tried to sell a few things, but they just didn't sell in time. So I was like, all right. And plus, I'm not going to just like feel like continually undercut. And honestly, I won it on drop. Could I have spent $100 and get the thing? Sure. But to be quite honest, like, I don't want to put more money into Veve. If I want to put $100 into something, it's probably going to be HRO over Veve right now. As of with that, so. But this stream is going to be a little bit different. Like, I think I'm going to switch back and forth between Veve stuff, and then we're going to watch some like Moon Knight lore videos, because I watched quite a few the other day. They seemed like super cool. I think not a lot of people know about Moon Knight, obviously. I mean, the show came out, I think, a few days ago, like a little less than a week ago. The viewing stuff like could have spoilers for like the shows, or, you know, kind of entanglements with other characters that haven't been presented yet in the MCU. So like just kind of a heads up, because there are, I did kind of more just like the introductory videos, but there is like a plot line. There's a couple plot lines with the Moon Knight that can go pretty far and could do some like crazy stuff in the MCU, but I don't want to, am I still muted? There's no way. No, you guys can hear me. Hey, Al, if you're talking, you're muted. I shouldn't be anyway. How are you, man? I feel I had to add gems, sadly. Bought on drop and flipped for 420. Hell yeah, dude. I'm so down. Yeah. Tagged you on Twitter. There's a QR code Marvel released to read Moon Knight first comic. Nice. That's awesome. Yeah, I'll have to check it out. I don't know if we're going to go through like the comic paid per page, but maybe we could at some point. Let's see. But most of this is just going to be Comics Explained, which is by far and away my favorite YouTuber when it comes to like anything superhero lore related. If you're ever like, who is this person? And like even some of the stories, like honestly, a lot of the time, like the movies in general, whether it's DC or Marvel or even some other comic book characters or even like graphic novels, they like really underplay like how cool the character is, how powerful they are, the certain abilities or like the capabilities they have, which is pretty nuts. So that does look really cool. Someone private message me? No. So link me to read the whole comic. You said he linked it to me? Daniels. Yeah, and there's also a ton of Easter eggs and okay, I see it now. Oh, is that the QR code to read the book? That's pretty awesome. Yeah, we might have to check that out here in a bit. It's an old message. Sorry. People are already doing discords for Kit. Seems like it's gonna end up like a Jake the Dog community. Maybe. Watched Moon Knight last night, was really good. Yeah. So, I think we have enough people in here to kind of start talking about it and stuff. Hold on. Cool. All right. All right, let's go ahead and kind of want to watch. I need to mute the music. If you guys have not heard of Rob Explained, I literally have a link to his YouTube channel down below. That is not what I wanted to do. Let's jump all the way over there. His YouTube channel, like down below. He makes amazing content. He really puts it into like very easy to understand information. So if you're not like super familiar with like, you know, a certain superhero or whatever it is, like he understands like not everyone knows all of like the adjacent superheroes, or whenever there is a connection to like another superhero, he kind of like makes sure to like keep the story rolling and not get too off track, but he does sometimes. But we'll go ahead and listen.
button if you enjoy the video.
And if you guys do, you guys can chat it up and stuff. I do have to pause this occasionally, I think just for fair use to like talk. It's kind of similar to when like, I feel like Cavell Anderson or like Non-Fungible Wonderful does a video. Like you can't just let it play all the way through. You have to pause it every few minutes, talk about it, or I can re-chat, whatever it is. So beautiful first episode, executed by Disney so far. I think so too. So let's go ahead and start.
And yeah, let's begin.
This guy's pretty funny.
Okay, so continuing our series on MCU villains, which is to say taking villains and rolling them over into the MCU, and honestly, we should just call it like MCU characters, since we'll probably start getting into heroes too. I'm
going to cheat and play it at 1.25.
I want to talk about
I'm
how
going
to
to cheat.
put Moon Knight in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but to do it as a villain. In the comics, Moon Knight's not really a villain. He's kind of an anti-hero. The problem is, with the exception of Jeff Lemire, nobody ever really did anything with Moon Knight that was stellar, right? I mean, nobody ever really like focused on any of the major issues that he dealt with. But the origin of Moon Knight deals with the idea that there was simply a guy named Mark Spector, right? And he worked for like the CIA. He was a former boxer, a former U.S. Marine, and he was on an expedition working with a guy by the name of Peter Alraine and his daughter Marlene. Kind of a fun fact, on the way there, they were listening to Audible. Yes, this is a sponsored video, sponsored by Audible. So with Audible, every month you get...
Sorry, we're going to skip ahead. Also, this video is from like 2019, so this video is like 3 years old, by the way.
Audible.com/Comics Explained or text Comics Explained to 500 to get started today. But getting back into Moon Knight, the way the story played out is that with, working alongside Dr. Alraine, or really Peter and Marlene, we'll just go ahead and call them that. Working alongside Peter and Marlene, they had discovered this temple of sorts that was made in worship to the Egyptian god Khonshu. Now the issue with this was that around that time, they were all ambushed by a guy named Raoul Bushman, right? Raoul Bushman being an opportunist, used it to his advantage, and then of course he and Mark Spector got into a fight, and that led to Mark Spector being defeated and actually left for dead. And so following that, the worshippers of Khonshu came along and they brought Mark Spector to the statue of Khonshu, which in turn, really with Mark Spector more or less dying, had a kind of vision of sorts. Now, this is where things get kind of murky, right? Because with this vision, Khonshu basically says, I'll give you a second chance at life. All you have to do is be my avatar on Earth. And then, of course, Mark Spector says yes, and he goes forward, intending to become a superhero. And so once he travels back to the US, what he does is he takes all the money that he made as a mercenary, and he in turn like channels it and really kind of funnels it into huge investments and builds himself a fortune, and then takes on the moniker of a millionaire named Steve Grant. But in order to be a superhero and to be on the ground level, he forms the identity of a guy named Jake Lockley, who's a cab driver. Now, the issue with this is what it does is it actually kind of spins and
so I fixed the chat now. I know this is a bit of a different stream. Honestly, I'm gonna do like a normal stream like later today, but today I just wanted to just show some stuff about Moon Knight. So I finally got the chat thing fixed. I was like, what is going on? But I forgot I like disconnected and I had to like reconnect chat and all that. But I think if you guys watch the show, there's something going on with his mental stability. And I think who knows if they're gonna have all these characters. Like typically, whatever it's like real to life or whatever, there's like adaptations of books and stuff and movies. It's very hard to like flesh out all the aspects of all the characters all the time. And some of the nuances of certain characters like just don't really, let's say are needed, but with Moon Knight, like all these characters play a role. But let's see, I'm kind of curious to see if Disney will actually do it, but just, yeah. Damn, just woke up to see that it was drivable now. Yeah, I think the drivable part, I don't know. I'm not gonna like, I would have bought, let's say this, I would have bought one if I had the gems. I just had a handful of NFTs that just didn't sell in time, and I did not want to throw $100 into Veve. Honestly, I'd rather put an HRO next month, or in this case, HRO next month $500, and probably end up making 3 or 4x that instead. So that's just my take. But yeah, so I do need to liquidate a few things just so I always have some gems in my account. Definitely would have went for it if it was drivable. Yeah. I had a feeling it was drivable, but even then, I don't know.
and sends him into a tailspin of like schizophrenia. And that's one of the reasons why he's so cool, right? It's one of the things that like writers never really seem to focus on. They kind of focus on him as like a character who's just there. He had his own solo run like for a while. He's never really been able to hold it very long. It's just kind of been like this run and then this run and then this run and then this run. It's not ongoing, right? It's not like Uncanny X-Men or Iron Man where it spans like 400 issues or anything like that. There's always an effort by Marvel to launch his own solo series. His core fan base reads it, nobody else does, but that fan base isn't big enough to maintain, you know, a solo run, and so Marvel ends up canceling it. But if the Marvel Cinematic Universe does it right, what you're going to end up getting is this guy who's very Batman-esque, right? And like Moon Knight fans hate it when you compare him to Batman, but I mean, come on, like anybody with eyesight can tell like he's basically a pastiche of Batman. Like Batman has Patches Malone, Moon Knight has Jake Lockley, Batman's Bruce Wayne, like Moon Knight is Steve Grant. Like it's obvious, you know, in terms of the character being a play on Batman. But the idea is that if he was thrown into the MCU and he was done well, it would say a few things. One, apparently Marvel, like the Marvel Cinematic Universe, can make a better Batman than Warner Brothers, which would kind of suck. And two, it would go into this idea that they could develop a character beyond what we've seen so far, right? Because the Marvel Cinematic Universe, for the most part, is largely upbeat, right? I mean, like for the most part, all the movies are pretty upbeat. There's some serious movies, but there's not really any like dark movies, right? There's no movies out there that deal with things like the way Legion does on FX or anything like that, and that's not a bad thing. But in order for the MCU to really like thrive and survive well beyond these last 10 years, you're going to kind of need a more dynamic and a more diverse portrayal of heroes as they exist in Marvel Comics carried over to film form. And so if you take a character like Moon Knight and you basically say that by virtue of all these personalities that Mark Spector has essentially developed either schizophrenia or multiple personality disorder, and he doesn't really know which one's his actual personality, which one's real, then like it creates a whole new set of events, right? Because the schizophrenia comes into play in the question of, did Khonshu actually appear to him? Is he actually an avatar of Khonshu on Earth? That's one of the things that was addressed during Jeff Lemire's run. Like, did it really happen, or is he just a crazy guy? And then the multiple personality comes into play in
GM. Yes. Golden moment. I don't know what you mean by that. Yeah, but Tucson Collectibles, I feel like you can really understand this. I feel like it's almost like Ghost Rider is definitely has a very popular like culture or like group of people, but it just like Ghost Rider is more popular than obviously Moon Knight. But like Moon Knight is popular as well, but there just wasn't enough people there. I like Moon Knight a lot back in the early 80s. Yeah, I think that's because his first appearance was in the 70s. It was a one-off thing, but people really liked his character, so they added him more frequently as a one-time character in multiple other comics or whatever. Cult following, yes, that's what the term is. Cult following in this aspect. So I'm really curious to see how far they go with Moon Knight, because there's some pretty crazy stories. Good morning. Okay, dude. I don't know. It's like good morning, golden moments. I don't know. In my field of work, GM means golden moments, but good morning is also nice too. I appreciate that. Blaine. So I'm having a lot of fun, watching about this. And again, that's why I kind of put spoilers, like, because they will go into eventually, not this video, but the next video, or maybe if there's two videos that are like pretty long, but the story is like really, really, really interesting. But there could be some connections with like other characters that haven't evolved yet in the MCU. So it's like, that's why I put possible spoilers, so people just don't want to know anything, like they can not watch or whatever. Like, I don't know.
Which one was actually the person who was approached by Khonshu, if that actually happened? Was it Mark Spector? Was it Jake Lockley? Was it Steve Grant? Which one was it? And so it really kind of gets cool and murky when it comes to these waters. And when you we have to stop this guy and then take him to the cops. Like, Moon Knight's fine with killing him. And so the result is that you end up having him come into conflict
Moon Knight will kill
with
people.
like any of the Avengers. Now, in my mind, I actually think Moon Knight would make a better villain for like Daredevil or somebody like that, but they would have to roll Daredevil over into the movies, which, by the way, I think it's high time that we take Daredevil, like Matt Murdock, like we take him from what used to be the Netflix series, it's been canceled now, but from the Netflix series, and actually give him his own movie. Because by God, like, he's earned it, man. Like, Daredevil was like far and away the best of the series on Netflix. Punisher was cool, but I would give it to Daredevil. He needs to be in his own movie. But if they were to give Daredevil a movie and then they were to give him a villain, give him Moon Knight. It'd be a great way to introduce the character in, right? Because people are already going to be hyped about a Daredevil film starring Charlie Cox, and then they're going to be hyped about the possibility of like Moon Knight being thrown in, which even if they don't really know his origin, they know of him, and I think that's enough popularity to be able to like carry him through.
This is not pausing. There it goes. This video was made in 2019, so this is 3 years ago. So this is before a lot of different things happened. So this is kind of talking about Moon Knight in and of itself, and I think the next video, I technically have 4 videos queued up, but like the last 2 are really long, so unless people are like really feeling the story, I'll probably just talk about something else or talk about Veve. But the next story is super interesting too. It's basically, I won't spoil it, but yeah.
At least get people's butts into the seats and to see the film. If not, word of mouth will take care of all that if it's done correctly. But
can we make a family role play? I can be your brother.
Possible multiple personality disorder, and then in turn is trying to become a hero. It seems like a crazy guy. And then like what you can kind of do, you can either answer the film, you can kind of end the movie with an absolute answer, right? And say, yes, he was visited by Khonshu. Yes, Mark Spector is the actual personality. Yes, he's a little bit lost in himself. And then almost take a page out of like Who is the Century from Brian Michael Bendis' New Avengers run, and have somebody sit down with Mark Spector or with Moon Knight and basically go through and kind of permeate through all the nonsense and say, here is who you actually are. You are actually Mark Spector. That's your actual name. You were a mercenary, you were working for the CIA, you were a U.S. Marine, and you were left for dead in the desert, and you were visited by Khonshu. That's a lot of words. But again, it can be done exceedingly well, and it can be done really, like, it can be super cool, because what you would have is this movie with a complex and dynamic character that doesn't take 3 movies in order to really develop and to build, but you have this complex and dynamic character who really toys with the first instance of an anti-hero in the films, right? Because in the movies, it's hero and villain, and that's it. It's like the Silver Age of comics in the 1960s. There's the good guys and the bad guys, and there's no difficulty in understanding which is which. In Netflix, it gets a little more hairy when you're talking about Jessica Jones versus Luke Cage versus versus Daredevil versus Danny Rand, and especially the Punisher. But with regards to the films, it's a lot more clear cut. You could introduce an element in there and say, hey, here's a good guy who sometimes does bad things. It'd be a great kind of precursor to like looking at the movie, developing Moon Knight as an anti-hero, seeing what sticks and what doesn't stick, and then apply that to Wolverine, right? Because I mean, Wolverine's an anti-hero. He's like the anti-hero in comic books. So it's a great way to put the character in there. I think putting him in as a villain is the best way to do it, because then what you can basically do is that once everything's all sorted out and it's all said and done, and assuming, for example, that they come back and they say, yes, he like that whole stuff about Khonshu is true, then he does become a hero, and that's that, right? He's just kind of in there, and he's like, all right, cool. He goes on to become a good guy. If they decide not to take that route, they still have a way out of the whole thing, right? They can say, well, no, he's just a crazy guy, is really all he is. Moon Knight fans would be pissed, but I think it would actually be kind of cool, right? I mean, I think it'd be kind of interesting. But literally just kind of pawn him off and say, yeah, he's a villain, and like now he's going away, and he's going to be put in like some prison somewhere, which gives the opportunity for him to come back, possibly reform his ways, and then become a good guy again, or become a good guy going forward. But there's a lot of things you can do with him, because really, we need somebody like Moon Knight in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. We need someone who's one part crazy, one part anti-hero, and all part interesting. That sounds like a 1980s film thing, you know, one part hero, one part crazy, one part everything else. I forgot what it was that I said before. But nonetheless, you guys understand what I'm saying. Like, the notion of just a good hero, like a good guy and a bad guy, wears thin really, really fast. You need someone who toys the line, someone who's a little bit murky, somebody whose actions are a little questionable, but they're always trying to do the right thing, so we just sort of shrug our shoulders, sweep it under the rug, and say, you know, I can let it slide. You know, that's kind of what we need in like the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and we don't have that. Like, we don't have that at the moment. And I think that Moon Knight is an amazing way to bring that into the MCU. I mean, in my idea, start him out as a villain, turn him into a hero. It's a great way to kind of evolve and grow the character. And even if you don't do that in one movie, you can do it over the course of several movies, right? He's just kind of like this background theme or a character they face off against every once in a while and somehow keeps managing to escape. Whatever the case is, like, you basically turn him into a guy that can go on to become a future member of the Avengers team. So I think it'd be cool, and I think it'd be interesting. But let me know what you guys think.
Yeah. So that's it for that one. So this was a video, like I said, it was made in 2019. Kind of gives you a brief overview of the character, what he's about, dealing with multiple personality disorder. Doesn't talk too much about, keep forgetting the name of the god that basically chose him or whatever it is. William Peartree, what up, VV Vibes? Hope all is well. It is going great. I'm having an awesome time. I do think I want to, you know, this stream is going to be talking a bit about, obviously a lot about Moon Knight, but also a couple things in like the market, this and that. It's unfortunate ecomi wiki doesn't seem to have been updated with either the Mickey drop nor the, what do you call it? The kit car yet. Because if Mickey was here, it would be appearing at the top. Like if we go to collectibles, graphs, usually this always shows the most recent drops first, but it's only registering the rewind cards as being like the newest stuff. I'm also a speed play kind of guy. My podcasts are all 1.25 speed. I do time like 1.5 to ×2 at times, but I know not everyone can keep up with like that speed, so I'm doing like 1.25. Let's go. Are you in Canada? No, I am in Arizona, personally. Are you a Marvel fan or keep up with the universe / story? Like in the comic books, not really. At least like I watch a lot of Comics Explained. I'm more interested in some of the stories are really awesome, but some of these stories are just like there's so many different like multiverses and characters, you know, dealing with multiple plot lines and people and stuff. And that's kind of one thing I think he mentioned in one of his videos, Comics Explained, that it's so hard now that I think it was like in, you know, the early days of comics, it was mostly about the character. Now, some of the comics, the more recent ones, at least Marvel-wise, seems to be always just like, it's always some sort of world-ending, universe-ending event, like over and over and over. That's like the only way you can kind of top off the MCU in a way. That's what I've heard from him, that it's like, it seems to be a little bit less about the characters and more about just like these giant world-ending events that kind of bridge a bunch of different characters in one thing. I'm not sure if that's exactly true. I'm not like an avid comic book reader at all. I love hearing the stories about the characters, but like trying to follow massive timelines across multiple comic books and intertwining stories is just a bit much for me. But when I do hear a story, I'm like, okay, that's cool. Like I used to read a little bit about like the Secret Wars and stuff like that, but that was quite some time ago. I used to know a lot about it, and I do think that is one thing that that the MCU is kind of working up towards, is like the next big plotline could be Secret Wars. We'll see, but not entirely sure. Within episode 1, there's a QR code that allows you to read the Werewolf by Night number 32 comic. I saw that. Yeah, someone linked that. I'm putting together an event in USA. Let me know if you're interested. So dope. Arizona's cool. Yeah, I'm putting putting together a group, yeah, I think in Arizona. I mean, it depends on, or in the US, it depends on where it is. That's like saying, I'm going to do a group in Europe. Let me know if you can show up. It's like, I don't know. The US is a big country. Depends on, oh, you mean the movies? So I felt really far behind. Like, I didn't watch The Eternals. I didn't watch the most recent Spider-Man movie for a while. I didn't watch, Shang-Chi for like a while until like literally one weekend I just knocked them all out. Like, I'm like, look, I need to catch up with all these shows. Part of me wants to watch Loki. I heard it didn't get like the best reviews, or it was like, I don't know, it could have been better. It's kind of, from what I've heard, is like Loki used to be really a badass villain, kind of trickster character, but like all of that is just out the window with like the Loki show. He just kind of gets like beat up a lot, overtaken by a lot of characters that probably shouldn't be stronger than him, or like he's not the main focus, and all this other stuff. You know, again, it's all just stuff. I do want to watch the Loki show at some point. I'll probably just end up watching it at like 2 times speed, so I don't have to take 8 hours to watch. It's only gonna take me 2 hours, right? So I agree. Did you get KYC? I didn't. Kid is dropping now. Got 2 on the drop. Is dripping now. I don't know if you meant dropping or dripping. Dipping. Okay. What do you think about the price? I talked about it earlier. My price prediction was 250. It's literally impossible to project the ebb and flow of the market. Like, I don't know. Consistently, it's like, well, approximately 2 hours after the drop, it's going to go up, and then after an hour and 13 minutes, it's going to go down. It's probably going to hit about 120, then it's going to go back up to 300. Like, there's no way to tell. Like, kind of just play it by ear. That's why I tend to watch the market closely if I'm interested in something, but not like this. Marvel Comics #1 SR was 30K yesterday. What an opportunity. Yes, sir. That's what Rob Stuff was talking about. He's thinking about liquidating possibly some things to buy Marvel Comics. Loki show is really good. It pretty much sets up the next big villain. Yeah, I heard, you know, with Kang. But AV Vibes, my vault value is worth 10K at the peak. Now it is worth 2.8. Are we going to 0? No. I think my vault value right now is a little bit over 10 right now. But before it was like 40 or something like that, 40 or 50. So I'm literally right there with you, dude. Okay, I'll hit you up off chat and let's see if you'd be interested. Yeah, it just entirely depends. I mean, they'll organize it just around me. I don't know where you live. I mean, you just said in the US. So, and even if you did do like a big event thing, it's hard. Like, there's actually quite a few people that lived up in like Northern California. And like Dino's meetup, like nothing against him. It's like, it was just kind of a last minute thing somewhat. But like not a lot of people showed up to that meetup, which is why like I understand, like if I did a meetup in Phoenix and even if I gave people like a month heads up, maybe 4 people would show up, including myself. Like that's just how it is. I think you have to really my plan is if I were to like do a serious one, it would be around another event like a Comic-Con or a different convention that's already happening that people are going to, and just letting people know like, hey, like I'm going to this convention. If you're there too, cool, meet me up here during lunch and we'll like shoot the shit and talk about Veve, right? I don't know. But just let me know the details later. I mean, if it's in Arizona, cool, but if it's outside, it's probably unlikely, to be honest. So cool. So this next story is actually super interesting about Moon Knight. So this is when, so there's this story that we watch. I should probably just close this because it's going to take up like bandwidth or whatever, not bandwidth, but Beyond Omega Level Immortal Moon Knight. So this is a story. I'm just going to let him explain it. There's been different writers for Moon Knight, and with every superhero, there's different writers. You know, if you watch Superman, if you read Superman comics or even Superman shows, like sometimes Superman gets to the point where you could just riddle him with kryptonite bullets. He's covered in kryptonite and bullets and all that kind of stuff, and he shrugs it off. He's still strong, but he's a bit weaker. He slows down a bit. He's able to take out the bullets and throw them out. He's still very strong. And then another writer will have it where like someone will have a speck of kryptonite and hold it out in their hand. He'll just like wither and be basically like an infant. So it depends on the writers and how strong they want to make certain characters. But I really like this story. It's actually shorter than the last one I showed you. But this one is a pretty interesting story. How about Miami, Dallas, New York, LA, around an event? Thank you. Yeah, I figured I would just let you know. Let's see. I know some people are thinking about doing the San Diego Comic-Con because that's where all the, you know, some of the VV developers are going to be there and all of that. I just heard tickets are like ridiculously hard to get this at San Diego Comic-Con. All right, let's get this started.
What's going on, guys? This is Rob, and
yeah, like a withering infant, dude. It's not great.
we are back with another episode of our Beyond Omega Level series, where we break down the most powerful characters in comics. And with Moon Knight having come out this week, I thought that we should cover someone from the Moon Knight mythos. And who better
Was
than
there
Moon
really?
Knight himself? And of course, in his normal form, Moon Knight is a street level character and nowhere near Omega level. But we're going to be focusing on one story in particular where Moon Knight becomes stupidly powerful. The Age of Khonshu, which ran from issues 33 to 37 in Jason Aaron's run on the Avengers. Of course, I like calling this version of Moon Knight the Immortal Moon Knight because it just sounds cool. So in terms of its origin, Moon Knight was created by Doug Mink and Don Perlin and first appeared in Werewolf by Night number 32 in 1975. Now, originally intended to be a one-off adversary of Werewolf by Night, Moon Knight proved to be really popular with readers and was given his own solo series in 1980, which revealed the origin of the character. So Moon Knight is the alter ego of Mark Spector, who rebels against his father, a rabbi, because he fled Europe during the Holocaust instead of staying and fighting. So he grows up to become a boxer, enlists in the Marine Corps, and then joins the CIA. Later, he becomes a mercenary and then takes a job in Egypt, where he's nearly killed by a guy named Raul Bushman. Now, Mark is placed in front of a statue honoring the Egyptian god Khonshu, who basically visits him and then offers to save him in exchange for becoming his avatar on Earth. Now, Mark accepts and later becomes a superhero and also gets exceedingly rich from some investments that he made and creates two identities. Steve Grant, which is basically a rich playboy like Bruce Wayne, and Jake Lockley, a cab driver that allows him to stay informed on what's happening on the streets. Now, Moon Knight is a skilled fighter in peak physical condition and is proficient with a variety of weapons. He has a suit made of extremely durable metal.
I like how that's a term that comic book writers are just like in the comic book world. Like they always like, all right, he's like super strong, but he's not supernaturally strong. They say that typically for Batman. They say it for, you know, someone like Moon Knight, where it's like, all right, they're stronger than your average dude. They're like, compare them to basically like an Olympic level like athlete and lifter, like an Olympic level like athlete and bodybuilder, not bodybuilder, but weightlifter and all that stuff. So it's like, I always think it's always been funny where it's like peak level human condition, where it's like basically as strong as a human can get. That's how strong what they are, basically. The only exception to that physical condition, yeah. And the only way that you can surpass that, like the only one that, like few characters that are human is like maybe Captain America, because he's supposed to be like the peak of like human physical conditioning or whatever. It's like, yeah, he's an effing superhero. Yeah, it's like, I don't know. It's just always interesting how they bring that up. But for the longest time, he'll explain here probably, is like Moon Knight was always just like a street level superhero guy, whatever. But he would also like kill people when he needed to as well. He would like put up signs and stuff of like crescent moons around his neighborhoods and stuff and let people know like, this is my neighborhood. If you come in here, like I will F you up. And also let people know that if they saw the crescent moon, they were under his protection for the most part. Because his whole thing with his god is like he's supposed to help protect people during the night and also basically kill or disable people or people that pray during the night for the most part. That's kind of in a different story I heard. He might touch upon it again, but let's play it.
And he uses his money to buy a lot of vehicles and gadgets. But none of that is why we're talking about him, because that's not really what makes him Omega level, and none of that's Omega level stuff. Beyond Omega level, the Chevrolet Corvette. So let's get into the...
In case you guys are wondering, his series about Beyond Omega level. So an Omega level threat is something that can, I think that's a Marvel term. Omega level threat is something that threatens the entire world. On a worldwide scale, it's a character strong enough that can actually threaten the world. Beyond Omega level is someone that basically can threaten galaxies or the universe or possibly the multiverse, depending on how strong they are. They're strong enough to be a threat beyond the planet that they currently are.
The story that basically sees Moon Knight become one of the most powerful characters in comics. Now, one of the things I want to specify is that we do have this story in its entirety, although this will give you kind of the...
Also, Moon Knight and Black Panther, they do have a bit of a story.
Version of the story itself. So make sure you guys check out this card, and that will take you to the story involving Jason Aaron's Avengers run. So this story opens, we basically end up seeing Moon Knight in Kunlun, which is the home of Iron Fist, and then immediately he tells Danny Rand that he's there seeking the Iron Fist, and the two of them basically battle, which sees Danny Rand, who's one of the best fighters in the Marvel Universe, not only lose to Moon Knight, but have the power of the Iron Fist stolen by Moon Knight's Ankh amulet. Now Moon Knight then leaves Kunlun and travels to the Sanctum Sanctorum, the home of Doctor Strange. Moon Knight ends up attacking Doctor Strange with the power of the Iron Fist, and then uses another amulet to steal the power of the Eye of Agamotto, which is one of the most powerful magical artifacts in all of Marvel Comics and probably deserves its own Omega level video. But Moon Knight says that part of the reason he's able to do this is because there is a supermoon amping up his power. And already Moon Knight has the power of the Iron Fist and the Eye of Agamotto, which already makes him extremely powerful. But he doesn't stop there. He then makes his way to Los Angeles.
So doing both is like taking out Iron Fist, who is, I think, the legitimately the best martial artist like in the Marvel just universe just in general. So he just fights him and just beats him, takes his powers with this amulet thing, and then he also fights Doctor Strange and like basically takes his power as well. So I guess he's getting super, because that's another thing about the Moon Knight, and who knows if they're going to do it in the shows, that like during certain phases of the moon, at a full moon, he's like at the most powerful. He just gets stronger. I don't think he has any inherent like abilities straight up, but I do think he just gets stronger. But apparently there's some like super moon thing like making him stronger. So already he's got Iron Fist's power as well as Doctor Strange's power.
To the home of Ghost Rider Robbie Reyes and steals his car, the Hell Charger. He then travels to Wakanda with an army of the dead and confronts Black Panther. Moon Knight then tries to steal the power of the Black Panther, but is unable to do so because the power lies in the Black Panther's blood. Moon Knight is then confronted by Thor, who vows to stop Moon Knight's assault on the Avengers, but Moon Knight is able to take Mjolnir from him effortlessly because the hammer is made of rock that came from the moon. And Moon Knight is a servant of Khonshu, the god of the moon, and the plot demanded it. So Moon Knight uses the hammer to absolutely
that's the keyword.
And then summons moons from different galaxies and traps Thor between them. We then learn that Moon Knight is doing all this at the behest of Khonshu, who says that it's necessary to save the world. The one he's saving the world from is actually Mephisto, who's been imprisoned in a Las Vegas hotel at the hands of Doctor Strange. Now, with his newfound powers, Moon Knight is able to destroy Mephisto without any resistance whatsoever, as he uses Mjolnir to literally rip a hole in Mephisto's chest. Still, this is not enough for Khonshu, who takes the hammer and conquers the world in 2 weeks' time, enslaving the Black Panther for defying him. Now later, alternate versions of Mephisto from other universes attack Khonshu in an attempt to punish him for the crime of killing the main Marvel Universe version of Mephisto. But in order to defeat this guy for good, Khonshu decides that he will need additional power from the Phoenix Force, the Star Brand, which is a ridiculously powerful source of energy and is really all you need because your power matches whatever force you're facing off against if you have the power of the Star Brand, and of course, the power of Black Panther, who by now has basically escaped Khonshu's prison. So Moon Knight tries to steal the Star Brand power from a little girl, but Carol Danvers is able to save this little kid, at least for the moment.
So I don't know much about Starbrand, but he basically just said, I guess the Starbrand gives you the power to be just as powerful as the opponent you're facing off against. So like if you're basically outmatched and you have the power of Starbrand, I guess you're just as strong as them at the very least, which seems super interesting.
Anyway, shortly after, Moon Knight goes to the moon where he encounters Nick Fury, who took the place of Uatu the Watcher following the events of Original Sin. But Nick Fury informs Moon Knight that he's basically been praying to the wrong god, but we don't find out what that means, essentially for a few more panels. In the meantime, Moon Knight returns to Earth and battles a Black Panther again, while Khonshu, now in possession of both Ghost Rider's Hellfire and Thor's hammer, seeks out the Star Brand. Now, as he closes in on the Star Brand, he's confronted by Moon Knight, and we find out that he's now praying to a different god, the god of the Phoenix, who has now chosen Moon Knight for its host. And as you probably know, the Phoenix Force is one of the most powerful forces in the Marvel Universe, and its power borders on omnipotence. And so imbued with the Phoenix's power, Moon Knight is able to weaken Khonshu, who then loses the powers that he's collected to the Black Panther and Ghost Rider. And so Black Panther gives some of those powers to the other Avengers, turning She-Hulk into the Iron Fist and Blade into the Sorcerer Supreme, which was really, really cool. But after Khonshu is defeated, Moon Knight looks at the Earth from space and then contemplates what he's capable of doing, and for a moment considers purging the Earth of all of humankind in order to save it. But horrified that he's considered committing genocide, Moon Knight realizes that he has to get rid of the Phoenix Force and allows Thor, who's escaped from the moon prison that he trapped him in, to pummel him with his hammer, which he recently regained. Now, as the story closes, Moon Knight is left in a crater on Earth as the Phoenix Force flies away. And so that's how Moon Knight, a character that is definitively street level 99.9% of the time, became beyond Omega level for a brief moment. He was able to defeat Doctor Strange and Thor effortlessly, summon moons from other galaxies, and wielded the Phoenix Force, which is the sum total of all life that has ever, currently does, or will ever exist. Now in that moment, Moon Knight could have destroyed the world with a simple thought and was actually a threat to the entirety of the universe. So all of this makes this guy definitely a beyond Omega level threat. But let me know what you guys think down in the comment section. Thank you all for...
That's pretty much it. I love these one-shot stories where it's just like a somewhat insignificant character. It's like, it's plausible. It's not so far out of the realm of possibility that like something like this like could happen, but it just seems super interesting that it did. So who knows? Like, I doubt, like, who knows? MCU is probably not going to end up that way. You know, who knows what storylines they're going to follow? But that's the thing, like, you guys are probably thinking like, oh, why was Nick Fury on the moon, and what's up with Carol Danvers and Iron Man and Starbrand and blah blah. Like, those are all different stories that all intertwine it up to a point. Like, there's a reason why they're there, which is why, in my personal opinion, unless you're like really into comics, it's kind of hard to follow it, because right there we just had about like 7 different stories all converge into one in kind of a way. Same thing with like, why is Mephisto in like a Las Vegas hotel and imprisoned there? Like, why is Nick Fury on the moon? Why is Iron Man, Starbrand, and Carol Danvers all together? Like, they're all together. But there's some other videos I watched. Some of them are a bit longer. There is a story. As you guys saw, like, Moon Knight got the shit beat out of him, and he's like laying on the planet, and he's, you know, not dead, but knocked out. There's a whole nother story about him going forward and how he discovers new powers and all that stuff. So It gets pretty crazy. I don't know if we're gonna play those because those videos are legitimately like, this one is 20 minutes long and this one's also 20 minutes long, so it's like, I don't want to do that to you guys. If you guys want to check out more about it, just go to Comics Explained, like the link is in the description, but just check it out. It's like really, really cool. There's another like really crazy story similar to that but with Venom. That's an interesting one as well. So if powers were real, no lie, I'd probably be a villain unintentionally, because who's gonna stop me? Exactly. Well, what kind of powers would you have though? Because as of right now, for the most part, like Moon Knight didn't really have any, like, based on the description, like he didn't really have any like powers necessarily. He would just get really strong, and I think that's the only reason why he was able to defeat Iron Fist, was that he was just really, really strong, and on top of that, he was given additional power, I guess, with like the Ankh amulet, and he was able to like steal his powers or something like that. But Moon Knight is a G. I agree. Moon Knight is a G. So I know the stream is like a bit different. I'll do some more market stuff. I'll probably chill out here for a little bit longer. I am going to be meeting with some friends and doing some, what do you call it? Doing some, just swimming. I'm going to hit the pool here. It's noontime here in Arizona, so it's time to hit the pool here in a little bit, but just wanted to hang out for a bit. I will be streaming again like later today, but I kind of want to do a quick video talking about Moon Knight and stuff. So, I mean, how many of you guys even knew about Moon Knight before the show even came out? Because to be honest, I knew of him. I saw pictures of him. I always thought he looked really cool. He is kind of like Spawn-esque a little bit, like the way he looks and like the cloak and all that other stuff. I always thought it was like kind of like an anti-hero in the sense of like Spawn, in a way. But like there's other videos I've watched, like Moon Knight will just straight up kill people. Like he won't hesitate like at all to kill people. And there is, in some stories, there is some crossover, like you saw with Moon Knight and Black Panther. There's Moon Knight and Blade as well. There's actually some stories where Moon Knight was of course protecting his area. There was like a whole weird pyramid scheme of vampires or whatever that were like trying to turn as many people into vampires as possible, and basically telling the people like, you're a vampire now, that sucks, but the only way you can make the best use of this situation is if you create vampires, and now they're your subjects, and like now you're their kind of like overlord thing or whatever it is. Then they make vampires and they make vampires, so it's almost like a huge pyramid scheme of just like making vampires. And so Moon Knight finds like a group of them in a van, and usually he would just kill these straight up, because these are vampires are inherently predators of the night, and like anything that kind of attempts to kill things or people or whatever at night, he's gonna kill them. But for some reason he knew that they were basically victims, and so he ends up letting them go at a certain point. And then I don't know, the story kind of goes from there. But I do think like if there's vampires somewhere in Marvel, and if you let them stick around long enough, or if you're like harboring vampires, it's only a matter of time before Blade shows up and starts attacking you and or them, because Blade shows like literally no mercy when it comes to vampires. So I do think that could be some connections with Moon Knight in the future, is like Blade and Moon Knight, Black Panther and Moon Knight. Like Moon Knight does have a lot of connections. He also used to be the Avengers here and there. He wasn't like an official person of the Avengers, but he would kind of show up and help occasionally as well. So I know I'm geeking out pretty hard right now just because I've watched a few videos of it. I've been kind of waiting for maybe a slightly more darker character, like on the Marvel side of things, which is pretty cool. Like the only one I could really think of for a while is like, I don't know, Wolverine, and I'm sure there's some other ones too I'm forgetting off the top of my head. But I mean, it is 3 minutes after the hour, so we could take a quick look at a few things, just see what's up and what's down. It's unfortunate that we don't know, we can't see how much the price has moved technically, unless you've been, again, following the market very closely. Oh, I need to open up this. That's not what I was looking for. There we go. That should do it. Kit back down to 180. We hit 250 for 240 for a bit, but now it's back down to 280. Yep, never thought much of him. TV series brings interest. He's not an A-tier superhero, super interesting character. Yeah, it's just crazy. That's why I love some of those like one-shot stories where they take like all right, he's like a B tier villain or like a C tier superhero or whatever it is, but like if the certain things just happen or like line up, some of these things are technically plausible, right? Especially when you have a guy like Moon Knight who like didn't necessarily become evil, he just kind of got corrupted, or like misled, let's say. And like the story that he gave is like a very, very abridged version of what actually happened. Like it goes more in depth, like why he was even able to take away the amulet or the power away from like Doctor Strange and Iron Fist and all that stuff. But just to keep it short, I assume he kind of left out a lot of details. Yeah, so we got this. Let me clear that. Yeah, the kit car is now at 180 right now. You know, would have been nice if I was able to sell some things and pick one up, but it is what it is. Let's see what else is going on. It's also kind of sucks that like the Mickey Let's Begin. Still quite a bit of bots here on these accounts. Like I said, these are all private. I remember, yeah, quite a bit of a wall there, but it is what it is. Like, it is nice seeing Veve's actually doing something about the bots, but I've kind of learned to accept. I kind of like Rob's line of thinking, and that's something I kind of just learned to accept before, but Rob was just able to like verbalize it, which is like, it is what it is. Like, they can't stop bots. Like Google, Nike, Disney, Microsoft, Sony, like none of those companies can like stop bots. Like, they're always going to be around. Like, it's always going to happen. Would you sell kit now or wait? Could the price go short-term higher than 200? I have no idea. If I had one, I'd probably try and just sell it now, to be honest. I just think having 180 gems is pretty solid, you know? It's hard to say. But I think just like locking in the profits instead of being greedy for like, what, 20 more gems probably isn't worth it. I definitely would have sold if it was up at 240. That's for damn sure. If it was above 200, I would for sure. The only time I'd like hold off if it was that like 130, maybe like 140, but even then I would wait. Good evening vibes and VV fam. Damn, almost sold at 230, but said I'll wait a day or two and it's already dipping. Never know these days. Yeah, that's the hard part, right? Same thing is happening with AHRO and my packs, right? I've already kind of told myself like I'm just not going to sell my 2 packs. Like, even though they were going for 880 at one point, they could go back up and go higher. Like, who knows? Bounder Yo. Could you do a video on all the independent artist collectibles, which ones you like, potential future uses, etc.? I know it's tough and very subjective, but I'd be interested to hear your rankings. I thought, like, I did have some other content creators, like some of the content creators and just people in the community in general. They did like my Golden Moments tier list. It was super easy. All they had to do was drag and drop in a tier list, and that was pretty much it. I thought about doing the same thing, except for independent artists, just kind of like groupings, not groupings, but like brands. So for independent artists, that's not technically like the Jermaine Rogers choices, like those NFTs would be one. The serial killers would be another one. So we're not talking like, we're not going to rank every single individual artist NFT, but it's just like that whole brand of choices, you know, versus serial killers versus I'm trying to find some more like independent artists, like maybe the I know this says Gondek pop art, and that always has error. I don't know why they haven't gotten rid of it yet. Like some of the Matt Gondek stuff, or like the Frank Kozik Labbits, because I think right now Frank Kozik only has Labbits. So thought about doing that, you know, Baseman, Toby's, just having those categories, and you can drag and drop whichever one you think is going to be the best. So I thought about doing a tier list for that. It's just super hard to say. I'm honestly not that big a fan of like independent artists, to be quite honest, unless you really know who they are. The only one I would like maybe be bullish on is gosh, what's his name? That's not. Also, I should probably put on Do Not Disturb. God, I forgot his name. Super popular artist. People were speculating that Banksy might be one. Okay, like a lot of people know Banksy. Like, okay, that might be one I would invest in. But other than that, like I'm not investing too heavily into independent artists. So it's kind of hard to come up with like a tier list or which ones I think I want, if I'm not doing it myself, you know? Same thing like when people ask me like, oh, what are you looking to buy? Or like, what are you looking to purchase? I'm like, right now, honestly, like nothing. Like, honestly, if I had more gems, like I might do a soft stack of moon knights tomorrow, because I do think moon knight could do well. But I'm not really chasing anything right now, because I do think over the next month, 2 months, 3 months, things could drop down another 20%. So why buy now? That's kind of my take. Plus, I'm just kind of at my wit's end when it comes, not wit's end, but just running low on gems. I do have a handful of NFTs I could easily sell for, not easily sell, but NFTs I could sell for profit and kind of at least have enough gems for drops. So, yeah, so that's kind of it for that. Close this. I still have my HRO pack that I'm going to open in the next day or two to see what's in there. Also managed to grab a 8-pack with Fiancé before it sold out. Oh, nice. Oh, like a physical 8-pack. Okay. I thought you meant like the digital, then I guess you're talking to grab an 8-pack before it sold out. Nice. I bought one of the $50 packs, so I guess that's an 8-pack, I guess. 56 cards, whatever it is. So I bought one of those a while ago. So it should get delivered this month. That's the plan. I'll probably end up opening it. I'm not too experienced with like managing physical collectibles, to be honest. Like I'd have to like keep my box, and like if I really wanted to just sell the box online for like double or triple or quadruple the price, I'd have to like maintain it and all that stuff. I'd rather just kind of open it and have the NFTs. I don't know. A little late to stream. Thoughts on the kit drop and it being drivable? I got it off drop and holding strong. Yeah, if you got it off drop, that's awesome. I mean, there's a small, apparently it did go below box price, like very briefly. There's a chance it could again if there's like a big series of big IP announcements, right? Like if we get some more hard hitting like Marvel, some Disney, I don't know what else, but like if we get some more big announcements over the next week, it could dip below that. But like in the very, 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 very long term, yeah, it's gonna do great. Like if you're planning on holding it for at least a year, you'll be fine. But if you're thinking about getting rid of it now, or like you want to make a short-term play over the next like month or two, maybe now's the time. I can't tell you for sure. Geo the Legend. What do you think about the market price for Mickey drop? I know you expected to go much higher. Price predictions are tough, but I think you have a price prediction. Yeah, the main thing that kind of clubbed Mickey over the head was the kit drop, right? Announcement. A lot of people thought that there wasn't going to be a vehicle or just like any announcement Sunday. So I do think some people kind of aped into the Mickeys, and then there was a drop announcement. Anytime there's a big announcement within the first like few hours after a drop, it totally throws the whole price prediction out the window. Because imagine if we had a price, you know, like I said with Mickey's, I think it would have been closer to my price estimation. Maybe 250 was probably too high. It's like, okay, maybe common Mickey's go for like 110 instead of 150 or like 100. And then the uncommons go for like 150. Like that probably would have been more accurate. So I was off probably by 50 gems on my price prediction. But the second there was an announcement, like everything just immediately started just dumping, right? So I hope Kit goes high enough to trade for Aston Martin. Since they are so close, I feel down the road the Aston will be worth more. Kit is like drivable and it talks. The UR Aston Martin, which is the next closest one in price, is just the static version. So, I mean, I guess it depends on if you value driving it or not. I don't know. But like it getting up to the secret rare pricing, I don't think it'll ever do that. Not to the Aston Martin. Like that'll never happen. Way too many mints, not popular enough IP comparatively to like the Aston Martin. I mean, there's what? There's 400 and, I mean, there's 20 times more, there's 20 times more kits than there are Aston Martin secret rares, if we're comparing the secret rares. How bullish are you on stamps? Season 1 specifically? Not really, to be honest. I just don't know what they would do, because to be quite honest, like my main hesitation with them is that it's considered, like, let's look at the St. Nick one. Let me pull this up. I'm literally just pulling up the St. Nick one because it's at the top. So if we pull this up, get the info. Yeah, I'm trying to find, but you guys have heard of this thing where it's like a lot of people, including myself, like I just don't think stamp collectors in general are going to be going on a speculative NFT like platform to like buy stamps. I think they like something that's slightly more tactile, possibly. They're probably a bit more of the older generation. On top of that, as far as I know, these aren't actual stamps. They are stamp art, which is could make or break it. It could be fine, and like stamp collectors, like I don't care, like it's just the art that I care about. But maybe some stamp collectors like the fact that it's like an actual recognized stamp. Like they're not going to actually use it on an envelope or whatever, but it's not an actual stamp, from what I've heard. At least for some of the Medium articles. I mean, we can look it up really quick. EV Medium stamps. Like hopefully there's like a Medium article about stamps. Is this it? Yeah, see, it says the term right there. Returns the Veve with, why does it just say Zoom? Well, it won't let me. With stamp art. So it says stamp art right there in the middle. So it doesn't say United States Postal Service returns the Veve with official stamps or a digital stamp asset. I'm not digital stamp assets, but whatever it is, like digital stamps. It just says stamp art. So are these actual stamps? Are they not? It is recognized by the United States Postal Service, but is this, you know, I'm not entirely sure. Officially licensed product. I wonder if that says that on every stamp as well. I'm not entirely sure. I don't know enough about stamps, but they could do well. It's one of those things where they can either pop off and do really well, or they're just like, meh. At least just for me personally, I'm not too into it. Any lookers at your pool? At my apartment complex, like not really, at least not that I've seen. Some of my friends at other apartment complexes do, some cute looking people there. The NFT freshman, Vibes, what up, dude? What up, man, dude? What's up? I thought the drivable was cheap one too. Glad you told me. Yeah, it's drivable. Well, it didn't say that it was drivable at all. It just, the thing says it drives and it talks. It's like, all right, are we talking about the NFT or just the vehicle? Like, or which one are we talking about? So it's kind of hard to gauge what it was. And some people thought it was just posters. Like some people thought it was just a poster because it didn't say interactive or static. But I guess because there's no static version and this is the only one that's dropping, it's just, it is what it is. Eventually I want to get Year of the Rat since I'm Year of the Rat 2, 1996, baby. Yeah, what year am I? What is it? Is it Chinese New Year? That's what it is? I was born in 1990. I'm the Year of the Horse. Okay, so the horse is the best. Just saying. So what are you? A rat? I don't know. Horses seem pretty good. Let's look at my horoscope. I'm going really on a tangent here. Year of the Horse, 1954, 66. So it goes up by 12 years each time. Year of the Horse. Okay. What the hell's my Zodiac stuff? Active and energetic. Nah, it's not me. People born in the Year of the Horse are extremely animated, active, and energetic. Horses love to be in a crowd. They can usually be seen on such occasions as concerts, theater performances, meetings, sporting events, and parties. With a deft sense of humor, nah. Horses are masters of repartee? What the hell does that mean? See, this is what I typically do when I don't know what the hell something means. Repartee? Conversation or speech characterized by quick, witty comments or replies.
Repartee.
Repartee. All right. Good to know. Repartee. They love to take center stage and delight audiences everywhere. Cool. Sometimes the horse, for a second it says, sometimes the horse is a little shit. I was like, is a little self-centered, but doesn't mean that she isn't interested in others' problems. Horses really more cunning than intelligent. That is probably why most horse people lack real confidence. Interesting. Lucky things for people born in the Year of the Horse. Lucky numbers, 237. Lucky colors, green, yellow. Lucky flowers. They have lucky directions? What? Unlucky directions? Lucky things? What is going on here? I didn't know it got this in depth. Like lucky flowers, lucky directions, east, west, southwest. East, west. I am in the south. That's where I live, in the southwest US. So that's probably why I left northern. Yeah, north and northwest. Yep. See, I had to get out of there. I had to move. I didn't know like this was all a thing about horses, or at least about like the zodiac sign for horses. Things you should avoid. Okay, it already says that same thing. Wood, fire, earth, gold, and water horses. Year of birth. So I'm a don't make me a water horse. Okay, cool. I'm like, don't make me a water horse. Fire horse would be cool, but I'll take a gold horse. Kind, straightforward, calm, rational, always ready to help others, and popular among friends. This is 1000% true. I think so. I think that's true. They didn't announce Kit was drivable to trick the bots. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. Or I think what's honestly more likely is just the lack of communication on Vive's end. I think that's more likely. That's me being straightforward and calm. Not really kind. Rational, yes. Always ready to help others. Sometimes. Yeah, I would say so. Popular amongst friends. It's easy when you don't have friends. That makes it super easy. You gather an audience with your personality, so I'd say facts. Nah. You can add that word to your repertoire. Exactly. Cool drop today. Great job, VV team. The last 3 drops, amazing. Yeah. Channel tarot vibes. Yeah. Not sure what I've stumbled into here. Reading horoscopes or something. Yeah. Well, we were talking about how did we even get on this topic of okay, we were talking about stamps. So what was it? Choo Choo was asking about stamps. And even though it's technically not a season 1 stamp, I went on a complete tangent talking about we were talking about the Year of the Rat stamps. Him wanted a Year of the Rat, and I'm like, oh well, I think I'm a Year of the Horse. We found it, and then we got on this page, and then we just started reading this. Vivian3, what year were you born? What year were you born in? If you want to age yourself, you can always just lie too, you know. Sounds like something a Year of the Rat would do, but you know, you can always lie about your year. You can do what you want. I always thought like everyone has those friends that take those like horoscope things like way too seriously, or those like what do you call them? Those astrological signs like way too seriously. They're like, you sound like a Sagittarius. Like, just stop it. It's like, what the hell are you talking about? Like, personally, I'm a Cancer. 85. Oof. Didn't realize I was dealing with a senior citizen on stream. Sorry, I'll slow down for you. It's Chinese New Year, so 85. Year of the Ox. That's the Travel China Guide. Is that what I want? No. What the hell was the one I was looking at earlier? Hold on. Let's backtrack. China Highlights. Okay, so that's the one I got all that like weird info on. Just want to make sure I'm like going to the right website. China Highlights. Let's go. LMAO. Wow, I'm from 82. No, I'm just kidding. Hey! Year of the Ox? What? Some more anime stuff. It's probably because I literally did that One Punch Man video and I'm just getting ads for like a bunch of anime shit, which I don't buy that stuff. I probably would if I had like a shit ton of money and I didn't care. And I was like, I like anime. I'm not obsessed with it. Let's say that. That's the strongest animal of the 12 Chinese zodiac signs, known as the Good Helper. In Chinese farming, the ox is a symbol of diligence. Nah, Vivian3, he just wings it, dude. He just wings the stuff. I don't know about diligence. Strength, honesty, down-to-earth persistence, and wealth. Dude, Vivian3's a whale, and he just won't tell anyone. He's a VV whale. Well, that's... I feel like that. If I press... I'm afraid to press play on that video. I was born in the year of the ox. Okay, so where is it down here? So if you're born in 85... So you're a wood ox. Sick. Where's the wood ox? All right, let's read the general stuff. Diligent, dependable. Having an honest nature, the ox is known for diligence, dependability, strength, and determination. These reflect traditional conservative characteristics. Female oxes are traditional faithful wives who attach great importance to their children's education. They would achieve their career success easily with their strong personality. Male oxes, I'll just read male oxes because that's for our boy here, are strongly patriotic. They have strong ideals, ambitions for life, and attach importance to family and work. Dude, this is describing Veve in 3 like pretty spot on. I'll be honest. Patriotic, dude used to be in the military, strong ideals and ambitions for life. He loves, like, you know, NFTs and gaming. Like, there's definitely future potential for all that stuff. And attach importance to family and work. He's all about family, you know, and stuff. It's crazy, right? Having great patience to desire to make progress, oxes can achieve their goals by consistent effort. They are not much influenced by others or the environment, but persistent in doing things according to their ideas and capabilities. Before taking any action, oxes will have a defined plan and detailed steps to which they apply their strong faith and physical strength. I could definitely see Veve in 3 just muscling into the Veve office one day and be like, where the shit is my Medium article? I asked for this Medium article 12 hours ago, and you guys are still waiting to send it out. I need to make a video today. As a result, people of the Ox Zodiac sign often enjoy great success. Oxes are usually not good at communicating with others, even think that it's not worthwhile to exchange ideas with others. They are sometimes stubborn and stick to their own ways. Yeah, I don't know Corey enough to know about this stuff, but I'm feeling a little exposed all of a sudden. Yeah, let me turn my hearing aids up and my reading glasses. Senior citizen, I feel old now. I love it, wild. I'm 81, but I look younger than most. Veve Arcade, are you really 81? That's awesome, dude. Zodiac vibes, yeah. Let's scroll down here. Do any of these numbers mean anything to you? Your lucky numbers are 1 and 4. And numbers containing 1 and 4, so like 14 and 41. Your lucky colors are white, yellow, and green. Lucky flowers, there's tulip and peach blossoms. Your lucky directions are north and south. Very straightforward thinking. You know, move forward and backwards. There's no straying in a direction once you figured it out. Your unlucky direction, southwest. Nah. Not 81, 1981. Dude, I heard 81. I'm 81. Yes, you are, JP Trez. I'm like, dude, how are you even operating anything with a motherboard? That's not, like, how are you operating it? He's saying he was born in 81. Nah, he's 81, dude. He's trolling us. What else? I think that's it. Is that pretty accurate, would you say? You've got to do a whole stream in an old man voice with an old man filter on and pretending you're talking to us from the future. Yeah. But like, citizens of Veve and my followers, we have finally gotten MTL. We can now cash out. It is the year 2061 and Veve has finally enabled the catch out feature. We can cash out our gems. All right, we'll do one more. We'll do one more. Who else should we do? 81. JP, I'm picking on you. 81. So true. China highlights. That's where we're at. We're doing you now, JP. You old geezer. That's all right. I poke fun. I know it sounds ageist, but they can handle it, you know? You're a rooster. So you like to show off, huh? Show off your age. Is that it? Tell everyone you're 81, but you're really, like, not that old? Okay, rooster ears, blah, blah, blah. Okay. You are a gold rooster, 6. See, I'm gold, you're gold. We're good. Zodiac rooster's personality, observant and hardworking. People born in the year of the rooster are very observant, hardworking, resourceful, courageous, and talented. Roosters are very confident in themselves. You don't say. You don't say. Active, amusing, and popular among a crowd. Roosters are always active, always. Is that true? JP? People think I'm younger all the time. Yeah, it's that youthful, active outlook. Amusing, popular, within a crowd. Roosters are talkative, outspoken, frank, open, honest, and loyal individuals. They like to be the center of attention and always appear attractive and beautiful. You know? You're a fire rabbit? Dude, we should just like make you into a Pokemon. A gold rooster, a fire rooster, fire rabbit. You're an earth ox, or whatever it is, a wood ox. Roosters are happiest when they are surrounded by others, whether at a party or just a social gathering. They enjoy spotlight and will exhibit their charm on any occasion. Interesting. Show off that little turkey, not turkey waddle. No, I'm talking rooster. Little rooster, little head thing that going on. That little flaccid flesh red thing they have on their head. Anyway, wrong words to use. Words. Roosters expect others to listen to them while they speak and become agitated if they don't. See. Vain and boastful, roosters like to brag about themselves and their accomplishments. Look at that. Lied about your age. Oh, yeah, well, everyone thinks I'm so much younger than I really am. Their behavior of continually seeking the unwavering attention of others annoys people around them all times. All right, we already confirmed that you're a gold rooster. Lucky things for people born in the year of the rooster. So the lucky numbers 5, 7, and 8. Lucky colors, gold, brown, yellow. Lucky flowers, whatever the hell that is. And the coxcomb. You would like the coxcomb flower. Lucky direction. I didn't even know that. Is that a flower? The coxcomb? And then Gladolia? I'm going to pronounce that right one day. South and southeast. Makes sense. Your unlucky numbers 1, 3, 9. Unlucky numbers red. The animal that is red, its unlucky color is red. Okay. Unlucky direction east. Don't be looking to the east. Even if Gandalf is here, you don't look to the east. Is your computer an iMac? No, it's a PC. Is this flaccid? Yeah. Super loyal. It's funnier to live with trust and confidence than whining and complaining. How accurate was this, JP? Was this pretty accurate? Was this pretty accurate? It sounds like it was. I'm actually moving to Nevada when the house market cools. Nice. This is one of your sickest streams to date? Yeah. We're talking about Moon Knight. We're not talking about Veve. And we're talking about coxcombs. Coxcomb. Who else exposed their age? Oh, I found it. Business. Born in 87? Dude. I'm not giving anyone a senior citizen discount on the stream. If you donate, I'm not giving you a discount, even if you want it. I know you're trying to get that IHOP Grand Slam for a discount, but not here, dude. Not in my stream. 87. Let's see. Do you have anyone like younger than like anyone under the age of like 25? China highlights. Should I just do this? This is where like real streaming is. 100% accurate? Hell yeah. I might be wrong, but doesn't the sun go from east to west? Yeah. And doesn't rooster wait for the sunrise? It makes no sense. Apparently, roosters don't like the east because that's where the sun rises, and they don't like red because they're red. I don't know. Like, roosters are... I don't know. You're the rabbit. Okay, okay. Born in 77. Ooh, I don't know if the Chinese calendar goes back that far. I'm just kidding. Just kidding. Rob Stuff, I love you, man. We're gonna do you next. So 81. No, 87, because business exposed his age. Exposed. All right, we're gonna keep going. For all you guys that just tuned in the stream, like this has nothing to do with Moon Knight now. Chinese zodiac rabbits. The rabbit is the 4th animal sign in the Chinese zodiac circle. Interesting. The 12th Zodiac. Okay, that's all right. Skip all that. That's just like 87. You're a fire rabbit. You didn't mention that earlier. Dude, that's like a Pokemon. We're gonna make you a fire rabbit. Quiet, elegant. According to Chinese astrology, rabbits are predicted to be gentle, quiet, elegant, and alert, as well as quick, skillful, kind, patient, and very responsible, sometimes reluctant to reveal their minds to others and having the tendency to escape reality, but always faithful to those around them. It's nice. I can kind of get with that. Male rabbits are characterized by always treating people politely with a gentle smile that makes people feel that they are credible and sincere. When encountering tough difficulties, they are never discouraged, but instead remain persistent in their endeavors to find solutions. This means they eventually achieve inevitable success. Interesting. Is that to say inevitable and viable success? Is that? Kind of want to see just like how that's. Arouse or likely to arouse envy. Enviable. Okay, that's enviable. Enviable. And I'm like, inviolable? What the hell am I? Enviable success. Okay, so other people are jealous of you, huh? Is that it? My smile's killer though. Dude, everyone in here is a damn rooster. Everyone's like, yeah, I'm the best. You know, I look younger than I am, and you know, everyone doubles over. Okay. So we found out you're a fire rabbit, which is sick. Famous rabbit ear people. They didn't have this for mine. What the hell? Fire rabbit. Lionel Messi? Dude. Place enviable. See, Vivian3 knows. He's a freaking dictionary. Lionel Messi. Go play some soccer, bro. Maybe you'll do well. Dude, there has to be more on the rabbit. Did I skip something? So gold or fire rabbit is broad-minded, smart, flexible, and unique views. Interesting. What is a water rabbit? Gentle, amicable, quiet, able to adjust readily to different conditions, but with a weak mindset and principles. Hell no. Dude, we got a fire rabbit in here. They're broad-minded, smart, flexible, unique views. Get the hell out of here. If you're a water rabbit, think twice, because we know you already are thinking twice. Anyway. Most compatible, goat, dog, pig. No horse. No ox. No rooster. We have a rooster. I don't know. It's not looking good here in our chat. What else we got? Okay, we already know that. Lucky numbers, 3, 4, 6. Lucky colors, pink, red, purple, blue. Plantain, lily, and jasmine. Lucky directions, that's too many directions. That's a lot of unlucky directions. Dude, that's sick. Congrats. I know you might not get along with everyone in chat, but we do here. How about a military discount? I'll allow that. Brother! Savage. Do boars? 95? No. We're gonna do Rob stuff. Since you're doing animals, can you do beef cows? Funny how there is no need for cherry charts or HRO, though hard to find. The data is there. Yes, sir. Yeah, Mike, you jumped in the chat. Dude, it might happen. Dude, like, rabbits are always prey. Just saying. 77. You're the snake. All right, dude, this is getting interesting. It's actually kind of cool. We got people with different animals too. Snake. Interesting. All right. Let's full screen this. You can also zoom in a tiny bit too, so you guys can see what the hell I'm. So you guys can take off your spectacles. Snakes occupy the 6th position. Blah blah blah. Okay. Chinese New Year, which ranges from late January to mid-February. All right. You are a fire snake. Dude, we got some fire animals in here. Dude, fire snake? That's crazy. Okay. Lucky things for people born in the year of the snake. Okay, so they switched it up a bit. Did they cover the personality? Not yet. Maybe I scroll down a bit further. So fire snakes. So this is apparently they're doing the lucky things first. Lucky numbers 2, 8, 9. Lucky colors black, red, yellow. Lucky flowers orchid, cactus. All right. You know what that means? You need to come visit me in Arizona. Plenty of cacti here. Lucky directions east, west, southwest. Interesting. Unlucky numbers, unlucky colors, brown, white, gold. So all the colors of Earth, the shit you slither on all day. All right, interesting. Snake's personality: intelligent and wise. In Chinese culture, the snake is the most enigmatic animal amongst the 12 zodiac animals. People born in the year of the snake are supposed to be the most intuitive. Interesting. Snakes tend to act according to their own judgments while remaining private and reticent. Reticent. Let me read that. The hell is this word? Reticent. Reticent. Not revealing one's thoughts or feelings readily. I could see that. I could see Rob being a snaky boy, not revealing any of his thoughts or ideas. The guy who live streams literally every day, telling everyone what he's doing and what his thoughts are, he would never do that. They are determined to accomplish their goals and hate to fail. Hate to fail. I could definitely see that with Rob. Hate to fail. Snakes represent the symbol of wisdom. They are intelligent and wise. They are good at communicating, but say little. Snakes are usually regarded as great thinkers. I could say that. They're good at communicating, but say little. I could definitely see that. Like, whenever me, my collectibles, or Dino are on stream, he's just sitting there, just like listening. And people complain about bots. He's like, you guys know how I feel. Snakes are materialistic and love keeping up with the Joneses. Yeah. You guys seen all the Funko Pops that he has? He's trying to keep up with everyone. He loves Funko Pops. I know he hates them secretly, but love to possess the best of everything, but they have no patience for shopping. I don't know about that. Maybe because like now Rob, whenever he goes shopping, he's just scanning barcodes. He's like not even enjoying the shopping like thing. He's just incessantly scanning. Who knows? Snakes prefer people to work alone. Therefore, they are easily stressed. If they seem unusually stressed, it is best to allow them their own space and time to return to normal. Let them recoil, you know? Which type of snake are you? I think we already saw this. Earth, wire, fire. So fire snakes, smart, insightful, communicative, active, and fond of the limelight. Interesting. Most compatible with ox and rooster. Let's go. Horse, least compatible with? Yeah, I don't see it happening. Interesting. Kind of represents Rob a little bit. Does market sniping count as shopping? Yeah. Not sure. Could be. Could be. All right. I know this has been one of the more interesting streams we've had, right? I would like to do more of these streams where I just talk about whatever. Doesn't always have to be about the market. Is this list live? That's one thing I've been kind of wondering about. I thought this was the Animal Crossing music for a second. I was like, what a vibe. If I didn't get relentlessly, what's it called? Copyrighted. That could be a thing. What does that say? Kyo. Is that what you meant, Sam Gito? Is that what it means? Kyo. Do you believe in the Illuminati? I don't think there's a safe answer to that question. If I say no, then I'm brainwashed. If I say yes, I'm going to get taken out. So either way, I'm doomed. JP Trez. These off-the-grid chats are fire. Yeah, we'll do these more often if you guys are down. Because like I said, I'd like to think I'm a relatively funny guy. Is this still say... Okay, no. So a few more packs have been opened for HRO. We have 24.4% packs left to be opened, which means we have about 2,600 left on the market. The 1/1 Batman's already been opened. There is 19 Batman legendaries left, but still 26 Riddlers left. Interesting. So your chance of unboxing a legendary has now gone up a little bit since we last looked. Because I think since we last looked, it was like 0.4 something. Now it's like 0.58, which is quite a bit, actually. So as these two numbers go up, I think as these two numbers of like epic and legendary go up, like the price of the packs should go up, technically. But yes, Kyo or what's up? What does that mean? Is that a different? Is that a different language? I don't know. Maybe I'm an idiot. Sam Quito, aka Photographer Raptor. Yeah, I love these Sunday and chill vibes. Where can I view this? Or I'll just link it to you. Here you go. That is the HRO list of all the digital. These are just the digital packs or digital cards strictly. It tells you how many are left to be opened and all that stuff. I don't know who maintains this or how they're able to update it, but it seems pretty damn cool. Sounds Japanese to me. I think so too, but I didn't want to assume. Good looks, yeah. Kyo! HRO. Let's go. I should still hopefully be logged in. Still got my 2 packs. Wish I bought 10, but you know, you can't live in the past. Market right now actually went down. Uh, 10,600 total packs, 3 NFTs, view listings. I think I saw someone down here that we knew. I did see Superstar Money up here at one point earlier. Damn. I'm trying to remember the shortcut could like go back. But check your Discord. Heather and I have some HRO stuff cooking. Awesome. Hell yeah. Vibe time. I still have my pack unopened. Nice. My grandma used to say Kyo. Is that, did I pronounce it correctly? Which is derived from Ciao. It totally sounds Japanese though. Ciao. Kyo. Kyo. Maybe that's it. It said Ciao. I thought they said it was fake Superstar Money in a tweet or something. Okay, cool. That's good to know. I was gonna like call them out, be like, yo, why are you selling your pack? But I could totally see that, someone impersonating. But HRO vibes, yeah, that's my name. If you guys want to add me, I still don't know how the hell to add people. Yeah, I did see that. I did like that intro. That looks really cool. Hero and heroines. I dig it. I really like that intro. I would show it if it wasn't such a pain in the ass with Streamlabs on occasion. It's not, that is not Superstar Money that we know. Okay. That word is mind-blowing? Yes. They're in Canada and do not have an HRO code. Gotcha. I mean, can't you work around it with like a VPN and stuff? I don't know. Honestly, I've never used a VPN personally, but I feel like it's just a cure-all for any issues online related, right? Just, I don't know, VPN. Just my computer won't boot up. I don't know, VPN. Just figured it out. Not done, show it? No worries. Cool. Cool. Perfect. Just kind of curious where the epics are chilling at, because in my personal opinion, I don't know why I'm just randomly thinking this. I'm thinking the superiors are a good spot to look at as like where the general market sentiment is going. Right now it seems to be going down because Bane, Two-Face, like all these were at like 400 not too long ago. Harley Quinn, I think, was at like 600, like 550. Like Batgirl was at 650 at one point, maybe a tiny bit higher. Yeah, let's look at Harley Quinn really quick. Recent sales. Yeah, she's being sold for 550, almost 600 at one point. So like 550, and where's she at now? Yeah, 390, 400. So interesting. I'm just gonna sit on my packs forever. No worry about them getting busted up. Stay pristine forever. Yeah. You can, but they said it wasn't them. Okay. VVM3, that's probably the best thing you can do. That's what I'm doing. I don't think I'm gonna open these. There's like really no reason to. Like, at least I don't like the chances of you getting like a legend, like we saw on that one list here. Chances of you getting a, that's not it. That's a Moon Knight video that we're probably not going to cover today. I already covered the 2 Moon Knight videos. If you guys are curious about that, like rewind to the beginning of the stream. I think they're pretty informative. They're pretty cool. Comics Explained is the YouTube channel I use to kind of get more information about just superheroes and villains and stuff in general. The link is down in the description. You guys want to check them out. But yeah, like at this point, like I'd rather just hold the packs, right? Because as long as we're holding the packs, because how many are left to be fine? Left to find 26 and 19. So yeah, about 26%. We have like what? 24% of the packs left, but we still have 26% of the Jokers left to be found, and 19 Batmans. So it would be a little bit nicer if there was more Batmans to be found. But all I'm gonna do is just take the information that I've learned from this drop and apply it for the next drop, because the next drop I've heard, at least from Dino, and I could be completely wrong, which is the next drop is going to be like a Riddler / Joker themed thing or deck. That's what I've heard. So, and anything villain related, especially Joker, I still think Joker is the most recognizable villain probably in the world. Like, even if you're a huge Marvel fan, like everyone knows the Joker, right? Like no one knew who Thanos was 6 years ago, 7 years ago. But everyone knew Joker. Everyone still knows Joker. I'm excited for the packs, though. I think Rob said he was going to rip open packs. The physicals. My physical one, I bought one 8-pack, or the $50 one, so I'll probably rip it open, to be honest. Maybe not on stream, because the QR code and people could just scan you. Maybe I'll open it in a video or something like that. Or maybe if I open a pack, I'll be sure to make sure to know like where the QR code is. The more packs get open, the more legendary and epic cards revealed, which might actually mean the price of the packs go down. That is true. That could definitely be a thing. But I do think also too, which I brought up before on Rob's stuff stream, some people are just gonna want the novelty of just having an original pack, right? And even then, there are some, like even some of the higher tier stuff might, what do you call it? Like go away, like as more packs open, just naturally. There's going to be a lot of low mints that are just going to be straight up missing from certain cards or certain characters. But I do think some people will eventually pay a premium just for the original pack, like as a novelty thing. Some people are just going to want to buy it and never open it, right? I do think there's that. And like they said, still plenty of epics left, which is good, right? If we look at the epics, which, dude, this chart is so obnoxious to go through. I mean, look at the Joker. Joker's actually gone down a lot, too. There was a sale at, what, 44? Okay, it wasn't... Okay, it was... The floor was 4,400 at one point, but no one was buying. It seems like... Okay, that was a low mint. A 43. Which is 3K. All the rest of these seem to just be generic floor price ones that are all going between, geez, someone bought this for 3K, just floor price. It's not low mint. The listings. So one interesting thing I've noticed about HRO, at least like the digital cards on this pack, is that anything mint 50 and below is considered low mint by HRO. So if you look here under the extras, there's a premium mint number tab. Signed item, I don't know what signed item means. Eventually you could get your card signed. That seems pretty cool. And then there's open to offers, where if you can't afford, you know, a low mint Joker for $6 grand, maybe you can offer $5 grand, 3.5, whatever you want to offer for that Joker card. And maybe he'll accept it, maybe he won't. A1 Joker going for 50K. That's the lowest mint you can get. But these premium numbers, it seems like no matter how many mints there are total, the bottom 50 always get the premium mint. So it doesn't matter if there's literally 100 Batman legendaries, the bottom 50 are always low mint. Or it doesn't matter if there's 1,600 of the commons of a certain card, the bottom 50 are always low mint. So it's not like a percentage of the total of the cards, it's just bottom 50 no matter what, which is interesting. I do think all the, obviously the premium, I mean, literally says premium mint numbers, so people will, you would think people are going to pay premium for those. And I think it's nice that in some ways, HRO's made it objective, like this is a low mint, but on like the VV side of things, it's more community based, right? People can universally agree anything 100 and below is low mint. But there are some people that think a low mint is a 197 or a 313 or something like that. Like, it's, you know, there's obviously those one of one numbers, those specialty numbers, but like low mint is kind of just like a very objective thing, or so I say subjective on Veve, but on HRO, I would argue it's more objective because there's literally a label that says premium mint and that's it. Have you read Batman, the White Knight? If you haven't, you should. I'll check it out. Packs of first edition Pokemon that have been weighted and we know doesn't have Charizard sell for tens of thousands because it's the first set ever. Big pull are important, so are the sealed packs. It won't be the value of what's inside, it's the value of having the first unopened pack ever. That's what I'm thinking too, like just the novelty of just having it, right? So, VV3, how many did you order? Did you just buy one in the secondary market? Because those were like I think someone said they bought one in the secondary market not too long after the drop for like $70. Like that, someone actually bought, there was a handful of packs below $100 for a while. Not too long, but. Cool thing is you can get duplicates of epics or any rarity. Yeah, you can get duplicates and you just sell it on the market, right? So. Let's see. Load up packs, Charizard. So yeah, that too. One thing I do think works in favor of the physical packs is like, I mean, let's look at the market. Let's just pull up a random legendary. Batman Universe. I didn't mean Batman Universe Legendary. Let's just do Legendary here. So it's not so many damn cards. So there's actually quite a few legendaries. These are all physical, except these all have physical counterparts, except for Riddler and Batman. Those are strictly digital only. All the rest of these have physical counterparts, which they all have a very, very low chance. You have a very low chance of getting them. The thing I'm bullish on, I would say about the physicals, I do think like the digitals can ask for a higher price for the most part. Because the mint numbers are so much smaller, like 100 and 100 out of like 21,000, 13,000, 14,000. But the nice thing about the legendaries like here is like we just don't know how many are left because they're attached to a physical card. It's so easy to, someone buys the cards, it doesn't cash in the QR code, cards get lost, cards get destroyed, cards get lost in some sort of storage thing in the back of Walmart or whatever it is. Like tons of stuff can happen to them. So like there's going to be a lot of cards that are just like literally never going to be activated or just inaccessible for eternity. Like that could very easily happen. I'm sure like there might be a time like way later in the future that HRO realizes like, look, we have thousands of these cards that have literally never been activated. It's been 5 years. Even then, I don't think they should do it because people are maybe just holding the packs. That's another thing too. People just are holding the boxes for 5, 10 years, 20 years or whatever it is, and just not selling the original box. And so there's still going to be plenty of legendaries left over where it's like, dude, only half of these are claimed. Like, where's the other half? I think that's why Pokemon is big. I mean, like Rob said, you can kind of weigh the packs and know which ones have like the Charizards or at least like the holographic stuff. But with these, it's like, you just don't know how many there are. Same thing with Pokemon in the sense of like, we don't know how many Charizards are left. We have no idea. But that's one thing that's not good about the digital is like, we can just very accurately tell how many, come on. We can tell very accurately, did I close it? How many legendaries are left. And it's not like these packs can just get lost. I guess you could just hold them forever, but we can accurately tell very closely how many of like the quote unquote good cards are left. But when it comes to this, it's like we might not see some of these cards like ever. Like there could be like 10% of these Harley Quinns will just never get claimed ever because they're literally destroyed or lost or something happens to them. Kind of like in Veve, like when you look at certain NFTs, like let's say there's 1,000 mints of something, but if like a handful of them get locked up in an account because of a ban or someone, unfortunately passes away and their account's just like locked up forever, like there's just some NFTs that will just like never see the light of day ever again. They'll never see the market. Also, even if high tier cards are pulled, the commons are so scarce in the long run, the packs will hold a decent value. Just check the Veve Batman Black and White commons. If you pull 3 commons, Veve Black and White commons. This one? Oh, the Veve black and white. I'm like, dude, what are you talking about? Yeah. You pulled 3 comments, yeah. Any comment is worth what a pack costed. Rip to the people who paper handed them at $10 while I was scooping. Yeah, that's another thing too. Some people are like really like there's opportunity to be like, I'm just kind of observing. Like I'm not gonna throw a shit ton of money at something I don't understand. Like even a 1 month grace period of like seeing the market kind of play out, I'm still like a little I don't know, like part of me could easily like, cool, I'll sell a pack for 800, I'll make some plays in the market, see if there's a way to flip it. But I feel like at this point, market's already pumped a lot, it's already kind of regressing a bit. It's a little bit late to like make like a heavy-handed play unless you're gonna like hold very, very, very long term, right? We got 2 on the drop, wife and me, nice. We did a fair amount of the physical of those, which will remain unopened. I dig it. Just unopened. Just take, like, that's what I said in my, I don't know, I was in a, what do you call it? A Twitter Spaces. And people were talking about HRO and projects and this and that. And I said, like that's all cool. Like, I'm just holding my packs though. Like, I'm just holding them because I'm just letting everyone else take the risk and I'm just taking the guaranteed profit. Like, yeah, is there a small chance I could get a Riddler or a Batman or a Joker or whatever it is? Like, sure. But, or you just take the guarantee, let everyone else take the risk. And like, guess what? As the prices of these go up, so will my packs. Assuming that there's still Riddlers and Batmans and Jokers and whatever else still left over, right? So as long as those prices go up, so does the price of my pack. Because the chances of getting those are gonna go up as well. Assuming there's not like a shit ton of them open or something. There's always a risk, there's always a risk. The initial launch that would have failed or something crazy, exploits would have happened. So I didn't yellow until I saw some proof of concept. Yeah, and this all helps. Like, this looks really cool. And people are comparing this to like Veve, but it's like, dude, these are 2 totally different animals. You can't compare this to Veve, and people are like, this is so far in advance, and like Veve needs to have a search bar and this and that. Like, yeah, they probably do, but Veve's trying to do 37 different things at once. Like HRO is doing like 3 things. They're making cards, they're making it tradable amongst people, or like, you know, there's a market, it's all tradable and all that stuff, and you can export it to Immutable X. Like, that's cool. As long if they stay in that lane and that's all they do, like HRO is going to be great. But like, and also if HRO actually made like a gamified card game, like a gamification thing or whatever, like with these cards, it's going to be way better than Veve's card game. But guess what? Veve's going to have like a metaverse and like a shit ton of other things that like HRO just can't do. Not to mention like literally 500 times more IPs than like, this is just DC. Veve's going to have way more than that. So it's 2 totally different animals. Like, you can't compare them, you know. They're 2 totally different things. Like, I'm just talking about HRO right now because it's the new hotness. Veve's in a downtrend on the market. This is on an uptrend. It's the new hotness. It's an officially licensed product with cool looking cards. Cool. Nice. I'm all about it. And I've seen like some big profits by like literally spending $100, turning $100 into potentially at the price it's at now, what, 1,400? Yeah. I could turn it into 1,440 right now if I wanted to. You know, not including the tax, but whatever. Can't wait to start ripping some packs in 2 to 3 weeks. Yep. Veve should have a dark mode. I think it's dark enough. Like on the app. Yeah, I guess it could be like a little bit darker. Maybe have everything be like black. Certain levels of like black and stuff over like kind of like variations of gray, I guess. Yeah. I could see that. Like turn the whites into grays and then turn all the grays to black, basically. Like there could be a dark mode. Could be a little bit lighter. I agree with that. These comics. All right. Close this off. All right. Is there a certain someone? Because I should have been off probably like an hour ago, but my friends haven't hit me up yet, so I'm just chilling. Do you get a physical card as well? I didn't. Okay, I bought 1 pack of the $50 one. I just bought 1 pack of the $50 one that's heading to my place, and this was like weeks ago. Like I knew very little about HRO. I was like, I'm gonna buy one just because it's like people are panicking that they're gonna sell out soon. Like I'll buy a pack. I'll buy the premium one because I do want to have a chance of getting at like the Joker or whatever it is, the legendaries that are alongside it, or the mythics or whatever the hell it's called. But when it came to the digital ones, yeah, I did FOMO into like 2 packs, like for sure, or like an additional pack, which ended up being working to my opinion. It's not HRO versus Veve, it's HRO with Veve. Exactly. There's a lot of people in this community that are on playing both projects, right? And honestly, there's kind of no reason not to. There's kind of no reason to not do both. If you can afford the fiat to, you know, invest in this or whatever, it's like there's kind of no reason not to. Take the shit that you learned from Veve and apply it to this. That could help. But I'm still kind of getting a feel for the market because the market is a bit different and it's still the first launch, right? So, but long term, like you just can't, in my mind, you just can't go wrong. Plus, I only invested $100. That's not gonna make or break me. But it's like, I feel like you just can't go wrong by like having unopened packs of like the literally the most original pack set to ever launch on HRO. And I heard too that like HRO is gonna launch more than just DC stuff. Like there's gonna be other stuff later, but this just happens to be the first one. So, all right, guys, I'm gonna be heading off. Let's go over to hold on. Close that. I'm gonna be heading off right now. Let's go head on over to Rob Stuff stream. He's streaming right now. What I would love for you guys to do, in case you guys didn't know, I know Dino has like the eggs, Superstar Money has all the stars, but for me, if you guys don't mind, typing in, if you guys search like the emojis or the emotes, this is the vibe emote. Just go over there and just say, and just spam those and say Vibe Tribe if you want. So you can do something like this. And let's go support. Let's go support Rob Stuff. Because I was only supposed to stream for like 2 hours and now it's been like over 3. So something like that. Let's go ahead and over to Rob Stuff. I'm going to copy and paste this so you guys can go check out his stream. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. I do want to do more of these, just kind of like loosey-goosey, just like fun, chill streams on like Saturdays and Sundays and stuff. And we'll definitely keep it going. I am Groot. Indeed. Indeed, I can notice that. Yeah, and that's pretty much it. So please double and triple check all of your listings so you don't screw yourself over. And I'll catch you guys next time. Let's go bother Rob. Don't make fun of his age. It's, you know,